Hello everybody, I'm here with a Wizard Custom Blue Brother JA-28, which is the model number. It is, I have read the serial number, and at the end of the serial number tells you when it was made. It was made in March 1974. A lot of people keep telling me these were made in the 50s, but so far, from all the ones I keep finding, they are the ones that are made in the 70s, in the beginning of the 70s. So a lot of people say, well, no, because they were making plastic by then. Yeah, plastic, some plastic knobs. I mean, some things are plastic, some things are not. Mostly this is metal. This is not the original tension, because it's supposed to be silver like this up here. So it's not silver, it's white. So this is not the original. Someone has replaced it. I didn't replace it. This needs to be painted. This is called a sky blue. Let's tell you a little bit about it. This is your pressure foot pressure. This is your opening for your light bulb if you ever have to change it out, which is a brand new light bulb. Okay. This is your tension. This is your width, your length, and your reverse. This is your rewinder. To thread the rewinder, you put your thread on the spool holder, and then you'd go and you would come this way, around this way, and then up right to this, and then you push this guy down and then this down on the bobbin, and it holds it there, and then you release this part right here. This is a little piece here. You release this to disengage your sewing machine so it runs this, okay? When you're done, it sometimes clicks off and sometimes it don't, so you have to click it off for yourself, so I usually do it that way, okay? Then you take your bobbin and you put it in your bottom. This is a bottom feed, feeds from the bottom, and you put it into that area right there, okay? And then, I'll close that back up. Then when you're done doing that, you want to make sure your foot is up. That opens your chambers on your tension. And you come over here and you thread it from back here on the one spool back here. And it goes this way into this looper, to this looper, down into the tension. Now since it's open, you put it here, all the way around, pull back this way so it gets caught into this little wire. Goes up to the uptake, you thread it through the little hole. Then it comes back down through this little hookup, and then this one, and then the needle, okay? Then when you're ready to sew, you put this down. Okay, well, let me get it turned around since I was playing around. I wasn't paying attention. Turn around. Okay, so we have our reverse, and these here, everybody always asks me, what are these for? Okay, whenever you want to like do, we'll say, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move it to, maybe to a, we'll say 2. We'll say move it to 2. Okay, make sure your needle's in the highest position before you move it. And then you say, okay, I want to keep that there so the machine doesn't vibrate. You put it here and you twist this like that, and it tightens that. Then you move this one over. See, that moves over to there, and then you tighten that. Okay, well, let me sure to get it which way. Got to tighten that, and then these little things will hold it in its place, because sometimes these things vibrate, and you end up having this thing moving all over the place, so you don't get the same stitch. That way, when you stitch it, I'll see here. I'll turn it on. Back here's your turn on button right here. Turn on button. Like that, turns on the light, but it's still on, that you know. Oh, and I want to tell you about this. This is your regular sewing. When you do some light sewing, you move it to this one. It makes the feed dogs come down a little bit so they don't eat your material. And then when you want to do embroidery or any like mending or, you know, darning or anything, you drop the feed dogs all together. Okay? Then I'll get my little pedal down here on my foot. Here we go. And now if you hear this, means that it's starting to stretch, and you need to turn this a little bit to get this to run. And then I got a little zigzag going right now, and the button works in the reverse. I just fixed that myself. And then go forward, and then we go turn it around. Here's our little zigzag we just got doing right here. I don't know if you guys see that. And then you turn over here. And it's hard to tell because I've been sewing on this crazy thing. Let's kind of go out here and do it so you can see it a little better. Go back this way. Now remember, when you have an older machine, sometimes it doesn't want to get up and go, so you have to help it. And we're going to have it here. We're going to still use some stitching. Then we'll put it in reverse again. Then forward. Okay, then we'll take it out, and maybe I'll be able to see it better this way. Here it is right there. And there's the new stitching we put in right there. It's a little easy wave. Okay, then you want to put your needle in the highest position. Come over here, and now you're going to say, okay, I'm done doing that. I want to go move this back over here. And then you make this one, you move it back over here and tighten that there. So they stay out of the way, and you move this back to 0. And then you say, well, let's see, I want to go to 3. We're going to go to 3. So we'll move that, move these back, and I'm going to go to 3. And then the needle's in the highest position. Now you're allowed to move on. And then this will give you the little bit finer stitching instead of the wide stitching. Like that. Oh yeah, that looks good. So you go over this way a little bit, like that. And you can put it in reverse again. And then put it forward. Like that. Okay, and then turn it around. There's a tinier stitching. Can you see tiny stitching? And then you turn it this way. And it's doing tiny stitching. You see the back up and the tiny stitching right there. So now this machine is ready for the person that's going to want it. And who's going to be able to take the baby blue and fix that. But it's in working order. I'm trying to get all these old sewing machines up and working. They're very hard to find. I mean, this case here does not go to this machine. I put it with this one because of the one that came in. This one was totally froze up, and there was no way to break it loose because it was rusted from here all the way down to here, and I could not get it unrusted, and it just never moved. So it's just basically rotten. You don't put them in a damp place. You don't keep them in your garage. You don't put them in a storage unit or a storage outside. You don't put them in the bathroom. Try to keep them in a dry closet or in a cabinet somewhere where it's not going to be in direct sunlight, or in an area where it's going to be really damp. You want to keep your machine in a dry, warm spot. Anyway, I hope you guys get anything out of this. And if you have any questions, or if you have one like it, I would love to hear about yours. Anyway, I'll let you go. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.